Hey tea heads, this is Don from Mayleaf. How you all doing out there? We have a new Sheng Gushu PuErh release. Always exciting when I get to taste a new PuErh release for the first time. This one's a bit different. This is from autumn, not from spring. We don't usually release autumn teas, although we've got a few in the pipeline. And I want to talk to you about the difference between autumn and spring teas while we taste this tea. And also, this is from 2022, so nearly 2 years old. You know how we do. We take our time, we make sure that the tea is aging and is reaching the right potential, and then we press it together. Plus, it takes us a little time to get the artwork together. Of course, this is Moonbeam Voyager. You can see the cover by Celine. They just keep on coming and they keep on getting better, in my opinion. Reminiscent to my eye to the last autumn PuErh that we released, which was Chime Gatherer. So a smaller animal in the frame, so a little bit more sort of, you got to like seek out the animal, the ladybug or ladybird wrapped up in a blanket, sitting on a watermelon wedge boat, floating, traveling through a starry night, desert sort of landscape. This is the Moonbeam Voyager, and we'll quickly scope this tea. So this is spring, no, see, not spring. This is autumn 2022, probably around October time 2022. The cultivar is the Daojong variety. Origin is from Xiyuan in Linsang in Yunnan in China, an area that we have not sourced previously from before. The picking on this is going to be a bud and up to 3 leaves, although autumn pickings always look slightly different to spring pickings, and we'll take a look when we open up this tea cake. The elevation, I can't remember. I reckon it's around 1,800 meters, but let's quickly check. So I'm going to quickly open up this tea cake and I will tell you 1,980 meters. The age of the tea trees, 200 to 250 year old tea trees. Let's take a look at these leaves. Ooh, yeah. So you can see it is bud heavy, but yeah, just generally overall autumn pickings, and this is not an exhaustive rule, of course, just generally look a bit thicker, a bit larger than spring pickings. I've got another tea cake here so we can admire the artwork further. You can see the color of the leaves got that, plummy quality, some mustard greens, some of those sort of sage greens, sage silver buds. This has been aged, as I said, since 2022, and then it was pressed in 2024. It's been stored up in Linsang until 2024 when it's been pressed just recently. And when we tasted the Maocha, we obviously loved it, loved the fragrance coming off it, which is the same right now. I'm getting a lot of fragrance, but we wanted it to mature a bit. Plus, as I said, it takes us time to get the artwork together. Here we go. Moonbeam Voyager. Let's take a nice healthy portion and let's see what this tea has in store for us. So let's talk about the difference between spring and autumn picked teas. Generally, it's often said that autumn picked teas have a stronger fragrance, a stronger aroma, whilst the mouthfeel and the body and structure is a little bit lighter. And I think that pretty much holds true from my experience. We'll see how this relates, and if that's true for this tea. We're going to brew it up. I'm going to get myself up to sort of 95-degree water. So we'll let that heat up. We're going to heat up this Zerni Gaiwan. And the smell, the aroma, it's not just for PuErh tea, but also for oolong teas. Generally, you get higher, bigger, bolder, brighter aromas with the pickings that come when the temperature drops, but the plant has had the whole summer to sort of build up nutrients and to soak up the sun's rays. And then when the temperature drops and the leaves grow slower, then they become richer, they get picked, and you get this sort of very aromatic tea. But generally the feel, the mouthfeel is a little bit thinner. That's overall the experience with autumn versus spring picked teas. As I said, very broad generalization. Every tea is different. So we'll see what the Moonbeam Voyager has in store for us. But I do recall extremely strong aromatics on this tea. So let's get these leaves in here. Yeah, just look a bit bigger, a bit gnarlier with autumn pickings. All right, here we go. Let's have a smell. Moonbeam Voyager. Bam! Huge aromas, huge aromas. So sweet. I'm getting butter toffees. I'm getting gardenia flowers. I'm getting orchids. I'm getting vanilla ice cream. Extremely sweet, flowery, creamy, vanilla-y, toffee, just like a nose full of like the best candy shop you can imagine. Oh my gosh, incredible, incredible aroma. You can take a look at those leaves. Yeah, it really does have a particular look to it. Yeah, gardenia, I said, orchids, slight musky animalic quality, but very, very sweet, very, very pungent, just pungent, that's the word. Extremely pungent aromatics. That vanilla ice cream and butter toffee, though, is really, really present. Wow. Okay, let's have a smell of the wet leaves. Let's give the crab first dibs on this tea. All right, here we go. Moonbeam Voyager. Oh my gosh. Okay, so all of the notes that I said with the dry leaf, but then there's some fruits. We've got some cooked pears. We've got some elderflower. So a little bit more spicy and zesty, the aromatics, as well as all of those creamier notes as well. The melon is there, but it's not watermelon right now. It's more of those very, very sweet cantaloupe melons. Syrups and honeys, like just, it's dripping in sweetness. Like honey lozenges, if you've, it reminds me of lockets, you know, if you've had those before. Basically, you know, those hard-boiled candies that have honey inside, that sweet honey. It's just so sugared. But then, as I said, the fruits of the cantaloupes, pears, elderflower, that muskiness is still there. A little bit of the, a little bit of wet rocks, some wet woods, but it is extremely, extremely sweet. Incredibly, incredibly sweet. Orange cream sodas. Yeah, just creamy and sweet. Yeah, orange cream sodas, boiled candies. Wow. Just glorious, glorious aromatics. So sweet. It's like, you know, anybody who thinks that raw PuErh is like this, wow, this intense, scary type of tea because it's just sort of, you know, got that reputation as being really sort of ballsy tea. You smell the autumn tea and it just has got such a alluring, universally loved kind of aromatics, just flowery and sweet, honeyed, syrupy. The look of the liquor, if I move out of the way, you can see, yeah, it's kind of got a pear quality to it, pear golden green quality. Super excited. I remember drinking this tea when it was Maucha, and then I remember drinking it about a year ago or so, no, about 8 months ago when we were really coming up with the cover. and just thinking, wow, this is so like just everything I want from an autumn tea. It's bags of aroma and just easy drinking and smooth and refreshing. Mouth texture first. Okay, so they say that autumn teas don't have as much thickness. This is pretty thick, but I'll class it as medium thick. But the difference is that it's more, like the structure in the mouth is more that it hydrates, it like sucks up into your mouth. It's very hydrating, isotonic in quality. Medium thick and hydrating. Super, super easy sipping. Taste. Reminds me of the inside of a cannelé. Yeah, if you break open one of those quenelles or cannelés, you know, it's got that burnished outside exterior. Ignore that. Just peel off the inside. I think the batter's made with like rum and vanilla. In fact, you could sort of combine like pancake batter with like a rum and vanilla syrup. Some orange blossom infused in custard. Some of those cooked pears. Oh, candied note, like candied, again, a bit creamy, candied papaya. Oh, candied papaya, orange blossom custard, pancake batter, rum, vanilla syrup. Who would not want that in their mouth? What a beautiful first infusion. Wow. All right, let's, and you can see the leaves are already opening up. And even though they've been aged for nearly 2 years, they've still got that vibrancy and verve. And of course, it will now continue to age. Especially now that it's been given that little injection of steam into the cake and then pressed, so it's holding that real sort of, that steamy quality is being pressed into the cake, and so you're getting that little bit of moisture that's going to contribute to a little acceleration in aging, which is always a good thing. Wow. Candied papaya. Right, second infusion. As the leaf starts to give up more of its inner leaf material, let's see what the autumn leaves have in store for us. Right, picking up a little bit more of the vegetation. The wet rocks are there. Slight wet woods, moss, more foresty notes are coming through. Now I am picking up that slight zestiness, and acidity is the wrong word, but a little twang of watermelon rind. So as you eating a watermelon, you're getting all that sweetness, and just when you get towards the green, it's getting a little bit more of a twang to it. So a bit of watermelon rind. That cannelé that we were talking about before, now I am picking up a little bit of that edge to it, you know, that slightly burnished brown, more cooked, baked quality to it. But it's very light. The predominance are those brighter notes, the batter, the syrups, the honeys, the candied fruits. Oh. Now, the difference between autumn and spring that I can sense here, the experience is much more about the finish. This is more gentle in finish. This is not like giving me lots of push and pull and physicality. Sure, it's there, but it's much more easy sipping. It's a sort of little blanket dryness moving to a sort of, yeah, like watermelon sweetness. Yeah. So it hits your mouth. I'm getting more of the batter, the pancake, that little outside baked quality. And then the main event is lots of flowers and fruits and honey. And then you're getting that vegetation, sort of moss, a watermelon rind. And then after you swallow, it's very hydrating, slightly drying, moving to a gentle juiciness, not as impactful as a spring tea, but some people would really love the more gentle, restrained quality of an autumn PuErh tea with big bags of aroma and more restrained sort of physicality, and then it moves to this watermelon juiciness. Really lovely. Smell of the empty Gong Da Bei. Ooh, creamy. Okay. Interesting, that cannelé theme continues. Even I would go so far as to say a burnt Basque cheesecake. If you've ever had that, you know, very different from the New York style cheesecakes, which are all very blonde and sort of baked for long periods at slow temperature. It's got that little edge, that catch to it. Yeah, burnt Basque cheesecake with candied papaya. Wow. Let me go through some infusions and we're going to see what the body sensation is on this autumn picked PuErh. I'm on my 6th infusion of Moonbeam Voyager. Taste is so sweet. A bit more minerality is coming through, but it's like a very light, slaty minerality. Just gives that tingle and pull and physicality, but again, much more restrained compared with spring harvest teas. So it's very easy sipping. Almost too easy sipping. You can just down it very, very quickly, and it definitely gives you a rush. So be warned. It may feel very gentle in the mouth, but it definitely gives you that energy, that rush. Bright, buzzy. I wouldn't say tea drunk, but definitely a sort of buzzy, vibrant feeling. And the taste has that minerality, but it's still so sweet, so candied. And it's got that lovely sort of lush, honeyed quality to it as it moves into sort of the middle and latter stages of the session. But I can feel that it's got some strength to it. So be warned, I just did down 6 infusions very, very quickly. You can take a look at these leaves. You can see here, they've really hydrated, and you can see that they have this sort of pear green quality to them. Again, larger leaves, perhaps slightly larger. Maybe that's a generalization, but yeah, a little bit, I would say, to my eye, sort of more sort of robust compared with spring picking. But all of these are minor variations. You're going to find spring teas with bigger leaves and autumn teas with smaller leaves, but just in general, they tend to be more on that side. Still have bags and bags of that creamy, sweet, flowery aroma. If you've not tried an autumn PuErh before, then get ready for a hit of aromatics. Quickly take a look at this cover one more time. By Celine, the ladybug or ladybird. In the UK, we tend to call them ladybirds rather than ladybugs. I know in the US, you tend to call them ladybugs. Ride in that watermelon boat, and I do taste watermelon in the aftertaste, less in the taste of the tea, but more in the aftertaste. That real watermelon sweetness is definitely there. Voyaging out in the starry night, who knows where he or she is going, but an atmospheric and beautiful cover by Celine. Let me know your thoughts on autumn versus spring picked teas in general. I'd like to hear if there is a consensus that we can sort of build in terms of your experience. And definitely, if you've not tried an autumn PuErh before, then go check that one out. That's it, tea heads. Check out our other videos, taste our teas wherever you are in the world by browsing mayleaf.com, and come visit us if you're ever in London. Other than that, I'm Don from Mayleaf. Thank you for being part of the revelation of true tea. Stay away from those tea bags. Keep drinking the good stuff and spread the word, because nobody deserves bad tea. Bye.